What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 9 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Balloon Kid, which was released on the Nintendo Game Boy by Nintendo. And essentially, the plot of the game is that Alice is on a mission to save her brother, who was tied to a couple of balloons, who got himself blown away by a strong wind. And essentially, there are 8 levels in the game where you collect balloons, but at the same time avoid different types of enemies like birds, beetles, and hornets and stuff like that. And the odd numbered stages don't have any bosses in it, but the even numbered stages does have the bosses in it. So it's a total of 4 bosses overall, which are a giant wolf, which is the boss of the second stage, a giant shrimp, which is the boss of the fourth stage, a giant snowman, which is boss of the sixth stage, and a giant robot, which is the boss of the final stage, which is the eighth stage and stuff like that. Now there is pretty much a 2-player mode, which is based off of the game A mode and the game B mode of the NES game Balloon Fight stuff like that, where the first player controls Alice and the second player controls Sam Alice's rifle and stuff like that. And the game pretty much is pretty no different than Balloon Fight in terms of game mechanics and stuff like that. And in the mode Balloon Trip, which is also based off of a balloon fight mode where you play as Alice instead of one of the balloon fighter characters, stuff like that. Now, the graphics and design for Balloon Kid are pretty good and everything. And can't say much about the color palette because it's metachromatic and stuff like that. And the controls of gameplay are pretty repetitive once you like get past the first and second stages and stuff like that. But the soundtrack is pretty good and everything. I can say that Balloon Kid is pretty underrated when you compare it to other games that's more well known that was released on the Game Boy, like say Tetris, Super Mario Land, Metroid 2 and stuff like that. Plus, this game is on the Nintendo Classics under the Nintendo Game Boy list of games along with Game Boy Color under if you happen to have Nintendo Switch or Switch 2 and everything. As far as the score, I definitely give it like an 8 out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, the color palette to the game is not that great, and the controls are repetitive and stuff. With that being said, you can mention what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. You know what I'm saying? You can sound off about Balloon Kid, whether you things that you liked about it, what you didn't like about it in terms of the different modes and stuff. And if you like the video, don't hesitate to click. Don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button. This is your boy Big Metro Fan 9 signing off.